I have a question for you. How often are you letting other people or outside factors dictate your level of success? We live in a world where we let other people put their expectations on us. We let our industries put their expectations on us. We let our cultures put expectations on us. We let family put expectations on us. We have all these expectations that we're getting buried under. And I call it letting other people should all over you. They expect that you should do this, you should do that. And that is all well and good. And we tend to want to serve other people's expectations to keep them happy. That's just part of human nature. But are their expectations of your success also determining your success? Now, often when people have been in your circle for a while, they're comfortable with who you are. And what that does is also put expectations that you're going to stay as you are. What happens often that I see with my clients is when they start to go, okay, I'm going to stretch further. I'm going to reach past where I ever have been before. And they're starting to expand their mind as to the fact that, everything 100% is possible. Because if other people have been able to achieve it, they can totally achieve it too. They have the talent, they have the capability. Because it has existed in the world, it's totally achievable for someone else. But your circle can put a cap on what they expect for you to be succeeding at. The level of income that you're going to have, the status in your work, whether you're an entrepreneur, whether you're not, how you're going to behave. Maybe you're going to have to put a little bit more time in as you're getting started, and they're not going to like that. So there's a lot of expectations that can really bog you down as far as how much success you are going to have. And so you have to be really careful about who you let in to your inner circle. And I call it, your circle of public opinion. And that often is the people who are not completely public to you. These are people who you like, you trust, and you are actually letting them have some influence. Maybe it's old clients. There's lots of different ways that people can be influencing you. So we need to make sure that if you are going to free yourself from public opinion and fully live into your complete potential, your full potential, which as you reach a certain level of potential, you're going to expand it further and further. But if you actually want to reach the next level of potential, you need to tune into you. You need to tune into who you are, what you do, what is the impact, what is the ripple effect that you're trying to have in the world. And you truly know what you are capable of more than anyone else is. You know what you are trying to do in this world. You know the capacity that you have. You know the experience. You know the brilliance that you have, whether you have publicly claimed that or not, which often we don't do because we are afraid to appear as arrogant, but you have a genius in something. And what I find is most people, once they reach 40 and older, especially older, they really feel like there is this cap on the amount of time that they've got left to have an impact. And so they want to speed things up to make sure that they leave some sort of legacy, some sort of impact in the world. And what they're usually trying to do is take the beautiful genius that they have in their head and generously start sharing it. But if you get bogged down by everyone else shooting on you and telling you, well, I kind of, and this is not usually said directly, but they expect you to stay at a certain level. They expect you to have a certain amount of time for them. They expect you to be making a certain amount. They expect you to have a certain status. Then that can be a lot to try and get working in your head and wrap your head around. When instead, you could be letting all that stuff go and just fully tune into who you are, what you're capable of, what the impact is that you want to have in the world. And it's as simple as just owning it and tuning into you and saying, thank you very much. I appreciate that opinion. Thank you. I appreciate that expectation. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And I'm just going to come back to me. That's how you actually own it. And when you actually fully stand in who you are and what you know and what you're actually trying to do in this world, that is when you are able to quite easily develop rhinoceros skin to public opinion. So no one can get under your skin and say, oh, you're not doing a good enough job. Ooh, I don't like that you have changed. Ooh, I don't like this. When you know that this is what your mission is in the world, you know, this is the potential that you have finally realized that you are meant to be actualizing in this world. And that's when it becomes easier to let all this stuff go and just follow that North Star that you have. Because we all have North Star. We all have something that we know that we're really good at. We know that we would really like to share with people. We know that if we fully stepped into that identity, no matter how freaking scary it is, that life will be different. Life will be more impactful. We will be more fulfilled. But it takes grit. It takes bravery. It takes courage to step out and own who you are and buck the system and say, okay, well, this works for other people. Doing 9 to 5 works for other people. Staying on this career path works for other people, but I know there's something more to this for me. So if you're ready to really develop out your badass self and unleash your badass self into the world and really start creating that impact, I really do encourage you to do the 30-day experience, because what will happen is you're going to start seeing that everything really is possible, that the limitations that you've had on yourself have been coming from other people's opinions, and you just happen to have indoctrinated them into your way of thinking, your way of believing, your way of existing in the world. And when you can actually start recognizing that and going, thank you, okay, that's worked for me. Now I'm going to let that go. And now I'm going to form my own opinion. I am going to fully step into who I am and own my truth. That's where success becomes limitless. So if you're interested to join that experience, I will put the link in the copy that goes above this as well. And make sure that you check it out. It's $97. You get one lesson per day. And from the audio lesson to the homework and journaling that you need to do, you need about 30 minutes per day. But I promise you, it will set you up to be able to unleash the best part of you, the most potential, the most success that you've ever had in your life in 2024. So if you start now, you've already got that runway to make sure that you have a foundation to take it to the next level in the next year. Until next time, I wish you a beautiful day, and I will see you again very